Hi, well, today we're going to start looking at the market structure of monopoly. Now, you probably already know that monopoly means there's one firm in the market. The firm is the industry. However, in reality, we still consider firms that really just dominate an industry, we still consider them as monopolists as well. So a firm like De Beers, they sell over 80% of the diamonds in the world. We really consider them a monopoly firm as well. They have to have a unique product. So there can be no close substitutes because otherwise then other firms can enter the market. So even though no one else can make Coca-Cola, we don't consider Coca-Cola a monopoly because there are close substitutes out there, other soft drinks like Pepsi. And in monopoly, there are huge barriers to entry. So we'll go through those now. Economies of scale. A monopoly firm is going to have it's going to produce a lot. So as they produce more and more, we all know that that lowers their costs for each additional unit. So their average total costs and their marginal costs are going to be lower. So therefore, they can sell their product at a reasonably low price if they choose to. So a potential competitor, upon seeing this, they would be turned off by the risk of that. They'd have to produce on such a huge scale to be able to compete on price with the monopolist that they'll see that risk and they'll turn away. So it represents a large barrier to entry. Branding and also customer loyalty as well. It's really hard, even if you are able to successfully duplicate or mimic, maybe even improve the monopoly product that exists, you're still going to struggle to break into the market because of branding and loyalty. So imagine the market for soft drinks. Imagine if someone wanted to compete on the scale of Coke, how much it would cost in advertising just to even get the product awareness out there. It would be ridiculous. It would be a huge sum of money. So therefore, a large barrier to entry. We also have patents. So when you invent something, you have legal protection to stop other people copying what you've done and selling it as well. So that's a good thing because what it does is it incentivizes innovation. So things like new pharmaceutical drugs, they're going to have a patent on them to protect the inventor and let them make large profits. There has been a famous case where this caused harm to society. So this guy here, Martin Shkreli, he bought a firm called he bought a pharmaceutical firm that made a drug called Daraprim, which is a life-saving drug that treats HIV and AIDS. And so what he did, he bought the drug. He realized he had a monopoly. No one else was allowed to copy it, even if they had known how. And he raised the price by 5,000%. So that, I think it was 56 times the price. And made huge profits, but yeah, he affected people's health quite negatively. So nice guy. Punchable face as well, really. And we've got copyright. So copyright laws exist to protect monopolies, I guess. So no one but Disney is allowed to make a film about Mickey Mouse with Mickey Mouse in it. They have a legal protection there. So it stops competitors entering the Mickey Mouse industry. Licenses, these are used to protect firms from competition. So for example, if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer and compete with the existing doctors and lawyers out there, then you have to be licensed. Let's say you want to be a GP. You've got to join the Royal Australian Council of General Practitioners. So you have to do medical school and pass a certification to be able to do that. So the time and expense actually represents a large barrier to entry. Now again, it's probably a good thing that you're not allowed to be a doctor unless you've studied to be a doctor, but it is a barrier to entry. And lastly, control of resources. So De Beers, the diamond company that I spoke of before, they bought up all the mines, all the known diamond mines in the world, and had a monopoly, like a really proper monopoly for a long time. They used that to restrict supply and therefore create scarcity and raise the price, therefore making large profits. So because no one else could compete because they didn't have access to the mine. So it was a huge barrier to entry. You couldn't say, I want to sell diamonds if you can't actually get any. So those are barriers to entry. Now, you would have noticed that not all of them directly apply to monopoly, but we need to have an understanding of them for the other market structures as well. So it's a useful thing for us to have gone through. All right, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of all the diagrams and what we do with those in class.